Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Rapid Chats with Angus. I'm your host, Angus Opperman, and in this video, I will be discussing or actually selecting my team of the week after Super Rugby Unlocked Round 2. We've had some very good stand-up performers in various positions, and I took the liberty of selecting my personal best 15. Obviously, I would love you guys to let me know where you disagree, where you do agree, who you would like in the place of certain players I selected, and what your reasons are, obviously, as well. It's been quite a tough selection for me because there were so many good guys in certain positions, and sometimes you get two, three guys, in a certain position that just stood out, and it's almost equally best. You have to basically kind of select, the best out of the three that you have. So, without any further ado, I'm going to name this team now. And I'll also mention, where applicable, who I think were the second and third best, in that position. So let's start with number 15. Let's go from the back to the front. At number 15, I have Eriful Yun. I know that you guys probably think they were better guys, and yes, I feel that Devon Williams and Clayton Bromwich is also outstanding in that position this weekend. But even for Yun, I think he actually acquainted himself well in that 15 jersey. It's the first time he played there since the Western Province age group, and he's always been an outside centre, the same at Leicester Tigers as well. I felt that his boot was pivotal into giving the Lions, good clearance and also just for tactical play. And he looked like he had a lot of time on his hands. He never looked under pressure in the 15 jersey. It's like he's actually a better fullback than outside centre. So maybe that's where the guy's future is. Who knows? And he gets the nod in number 15. I've mentioned Devon Williams, and I just couldn't get myself to actually leave him out. So I decided to play him on the right wing, or select him on the right wing for that matter. I think he set up one try for the Pumas and also scored the match winner, you can say. That sealed the deal for them this past weekend. And he gets the nod in number 14. Number 13, I have the Lions centre, Burger Odendaal, the former Bull captain. He was actually the man of the match on the weekend, and I kind of feel that Berger now actually found a team that suits his style of play because it's been good for the Lions. Even in the Superfan Saturday game that they played against the Stormers, he was actually outstanding there as well. And for the Bulls, he hasn't always fired, but now playing for the Yexke team on the other side of the river, he's actually performing quite well. So maybe he found a team that suits his style of play, and what he might have felt, was a bit of a curse, could be a blessing for his career. At inside centre, I have the young and promising Stormers centre, Rikus Pretorius. I feel the kid had an outstanding game, despite the Stormers not firing in the match. They were quite poor and below par. But I feel that Rikus Pretorius has just been good defensively. He took on the line well. He wasn't scared to, for a young centre to actually be always in the faces of opposition. He made good decisions on attack. And he even scored intercept try that one would think actually gave the Stormers a foot in the door to actually winning at the end of the day, because they haven't looked like scoring until he actually intercepted the ball of Elton Yankees. So Rikus Pretorius gets the nod at number 12. And on the left wing, this was a tough decision for me. There were quite a few stand-up performances, but I ultimately went with the Magic Man, Roscoe Speckman. That's why they call him Speck Magic, right? I feel that he is probably one of those players that might have peaked too late, or maybe took our 15s too late. I know he started with the Pumas and then actually with the Sharks, they went to the Pumas, played 15s there, then went to Stellenbosch and joined the Sevens Academy and became a Sevens legend in his own right. And then went out to play for the Bulls and smashed the Stormers in the first game, in his first game by 2 tries. And he's just been outstanding. I know people will talk about his size and physicality, and maybe there's a bit of a lack of those elements, but if you can work on that, Lucas and Colby has done that, and he's proven to be the best wing in the world, arguably, So I wouldn't say that the time for Roscoe is too late because he is in his 30s, but you never know with injuries and club commitments and, how full of nonsense these clubs are for releasing certain players now, especially with the French. I don't know what's going to happen next year, but I feel that Roscoe, I feel that if he actually came on the scene a bit early in the 15th game, he might just have had a Springbok blazer in his cupboard. But who knows? I feel he's a real talent, to be honest. Underrated player in many respects. And then number 10, I felt Elton Yankees had a good game. for the Lions. I think he controlled it quite well. He was always cool, calm, and collected in his approach. Those cross kicks really, really sent the Stormers into a bit of a frenzy because they couldn't handle that attack he put on. I think there was one instance where he kicked across twice, and I think it had led to a try or almost led to a try. I can't really remember now, but it's been very instrumental for the Lions. But he's not my number 10. I feel that Tiaan Schoeman acquitted himself quite well against the seasoned Springbok in Mornestein over the past weekend. Took the points when on offer. I don't think he missed a kick actually. Maybe just missed one. So Tiaan Schoeman is my number 10. I just feel that he really just took his opportunity and he actually played a big role into the Cheetahs beating the Bulls by the narrowest of margins. My number 9 actually came down to two choices. And those two choices were actually the two smaller unions, scrum offs, Zach Burger and what's this guy's name? I know his last name is Smuts for the Pumas. They were both brilliant. Smuts scoring an absolute cracker, tap and go, and just took the opportunity 5 meters out to actually get the Pumas into the game or get them ahead into the game. And Zach Burger as well, he's just been all over the place. There was one instance I think he sniped and he chip and chased and regathered. The ball actually bounced nicely for him and he just couldn't get it on the line, because the defense was quite good. But at the end of the day, I feel that Zach Burger, he has a real good future ahead of him. I think the bigger union should really take a look at the kid. Because I've seen him play, not just over the past 2 weeks, but before that, and I always thought this kid is something else. If you can just get opportunity with the bigger union. So Zach Burger gets my number 9 slot. At number 8, I have Jasper Wiese. He's been immense for the Cheetahs. I think he was the man of the match as well. And, he's been getting over the advantage line. He's also the brother of the former Stormer and current Sales Sharks player, Kobus Wiese. He was, I think in 2018, he was deemed as one of the Springboks or one of the players that, Rassie might include in his squad for the Springboks because he's quite physical, the same as Kyle Brink was for the Lions. But unfortunately, both of them, they succumbed to injuries and Kobus just never could actually get going, due to injuries in his career. And his brother Jasper just showed that, they are cut from the same cloth. He is quite a physical specimen as well. Good around the park, good at hitting the line on attack, and he's just been immense for the Cheetahs. And my number 7 is also a Cheetah player. It is Andisile Nsila. I feel that the former Kings flanker is really taking his opportunity now with the Cheetahs. He's just been a ball of energy. He's just been all around the park, and he's been involved in setting up tries and getting guys over the advantage line, getting the team over the advantage line when he carries, and he's just been immense for the Cheetahs. And I feel that he's also someone to be kept an eye on. I feel in South Africa we are so blessed with good loose forwards. Not good, great loose forwards. There will never be a place for everyone in the squad. When it comes to national selection, but we just show time and time again. There's always another guy coming through. Like, as much as we have good locks, and someone joked not too long ago when they spoke about the injuries, so before the Springboks withdrew from the Rugby Championship, when they spoke about the injuries to Lode Jager and Eben Etzebeth at the point in time, he's recovered now, and all the other guys, they said, well, it's South Africa, they just print another lock. So I think that's testament to our lock factory. Also, when Jerry Sexton signed for the Kings, I'm getting off topic here, but it's something to talk about anyway. When Jerry Sexton, signed for the Kings, this is not the brother of Johnny Sexton, the Irish fly half. He said that why does South Africa actually sign a lock from overseas? It doesn't make sense, a South African team signing a lock from overseas. It's like a Fijian team signing a wing, from another nation. It just doesn't make sense because it's the best wings in the world, or arguably some of the best wings in the world. But getting off topic, like I said, let's get back to the business. Andisile Nsila gets the slot at number 7. And then number 6 is the man they call Eskom. It's Marco van Staden. There's a reason they call him that. If you guys don't know it yet, it's basically because when he tackles you, you are lights out. And we know Eskom's reputation is, well, not that great when it comes to providing the lights. But not just his defense, in his general play, I feel that his fetching ability was really key. He's not a big guy in stature, but he seems to play to the ground. He plays towards the ball. He slows down the opposition ball. And, teams get frustrated with guys like that because they can't get any momentum, especially if they want to play fast and they want to get it out wide quickly. That's just the guy that can delay the ball for a second or two and get your own defensive line just back into where it should be and then the opportunity that you thought were out wide, or were wherever, is gone because the defense line has been reset just because of that fraction of a second that Marco van Staden went in there. He either disrupted the ball and made it slow legally or illegally, depends. But I always say a good flanker doesn't concede penalties, doesn't do his job. So he's doing his job. He's always in there stealing the ball, winning penalties. I think he won 2 or 3 turnovers, penalty turnovers for the Bulls this past weekend. And there's a reason why I said Rasmus picked him in his wider Springbok squad, prior to the World Cup. He didn't make the cut, obviously, but he was in that team, up until the last match they played against Argentina at Loftus last year. So it's a good thing that we have so many good flankers, and now we have a fetcher as well. I'm an old school fan. I'm a firm believer in 6 being the fetcher, 7 being the big bruising ball carrier, number 8 doing the same work, also controlling things at the back, organizing the defense of the forwards, and also linking with the backs. That's kind of my philosophy on a loose trio, but everyone differs. Because nowadays they play with 2 sevens. It's a common occurrence for teams to play with 2 similar flankers and not having unique attributes on each player. But yeah, I guess each to their own, and whatever works for you is good for everyone else. Or it's good for you and bad for everyone else. But anyway, let's get to the locks, to the front 5. At number 5, I have another small Union player in Victor Sekekete. Yes, his team lost the match, but he was immense for them. And I know you guys say, well, the Griquas lost a few lineouts, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you're right. You're not wrong. They lost a few lineouts, but they also, not also they, but he also, he stole, I think, 1 or 2, and he's just been instrumental for them. He's defended well, he tackled hard, he cleaned hard, he's been in the face of the opposition, and he's just been a ball of energy as well. And he gets the nod at number 5 for me. Number 4 is the promising lock forward of the Stormers, Salman Murat. In a team that struggled, he was quite outstanding, I would say. And, I just feel that he has a bright future ahead of him as well. He's played in a green and gold match, and he's been under 20s captain. He has been earmarked for good things, since his school days. And I feel that, Salman does have a good future ahead of him, and he showed it, with a good performance over the weekend as well. And then to my front row. Now, this was particularly a hard selection. I'll tell you guys why. I'll give you the front row, and then I'll just go over the explanation. So I have Francie Malherbe at tight head. I have Simon Westerhout of the Pumas. I think that's his name. Let's double check. Yeah, of the Pumas at hooker. And then I have Steven Kitshoff at loose head. Now, I'm not sure. I think it was Charles Marais. I'm not sure with the loose head prop of the Cheetahs past weekend. I will just double check actually. Sorry about that. I look unprepared now, and I probably was in that instance. But he actually held his own against Trevi Nakani, a seasoned Springbok, who went to a World Cup and won the World Cup as well. He got injured, but still. I feel that, he held his own quite well. And yeah, those are some of the guys that I left out, but I selected these guys for a certain reason. And that is, although the Stormers didn't get the scrum dominance one would expect from them, from having a virtually Springbok front row, I also got the feeling that those guys kept it stable. They didn't lose any scrum ascendancy. They were solid on it, or sometimes they actually win the penalty. But overall, it was probably a complete scrum performance from these guys, and that's why I selected the 2 props, that I did. But also a kudos to guys like Steve Sistole. He stood up well, against Frans Malherbe, I think, as well, to hold France there, because, it's not easy. He's one of the best scrummagers in the world, I feel. And the same for Carlos Sadi at times. He held his own against Steven Kitshoff. So kudos to those guys, because Carlos always been spoken about. I think it was last year's Super Rugby as a possible bolter for the Springboks. And it wasn't far-fetched, because he's been performing for the Lions. He's also from Western Province. So, he knows some inside stuff about them as well. And yeah, guys, that's my team of the week. Let me know what you think on the comment section, or wherever you want to let me know about this. I'm always keen to listen. I'm always keen to hear your reactions. So yeah, guys, have a great week. I will do predictions down the line this week. I'll be getting braces on Tuesday, so the smile might look a bit different, and I might sound a bit different as well, but it's still the same guy, so don't worry about that. But yeah, I'll see you guys down the week. We'll do predictions and just go over the team sheets if possible. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Stay safe, have a good week. And if your team won the weekend, go be a win in the office. You deserve it. Just kidding. Cheers.